Good morning, Tamily. This feels like a very early interview to me, but it is only 9 a.m. And we are interviewing Connie today. Her Instagram name is Clean and Lean Connie, and she'll be joining us in just a moment. She is interview 174. I literally can't believe it every week when I say what number we are, and that it's been this long of a weekly interview, 174 weeks. So I will get connected with Connie in 1 second. Connie, you should have an invite from me. It looks like, is it not going to? We did a test connection and it worked perfectly. Just wish Instagram would get this keyboard out of my face. Connie, it looks like it says you can't join, which doesn't make any sense since you just did. Oh, all right. There we are. I don't know what was going on. Oh,
I'm
well.
so sorry.
That's okay.
Me neither. Okay.
So thank you for joining us, Connie. We're really excited for you to be interview 174.
174. Wow. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I always think about when I first started seeing your videos, because you have great form. Like obviously we all know that, but it's also that you just have like an elegance about the way you execute the moves. It's just I don't know. I love to see your videos. So
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
So we'll go ahead and start with our questions. People can also type questions into the chat and we'll take them. But we'd like to start with our favorite question, which is when and how did you start with the Tracy Anderson method?
So it must be 14 years now. So I consider myself a veteran. I, like many other, read about Gwyneth Paltrow and Madonna and their fantastic results, and bought a DVD, had it shipped to Norway, and it started from there. Yeah, the matte DVD.
Yeah, that is going way back. So when streaming was available, did you start streaming right away?
Not right away. I did the Metamorphosis at the time where they launched the streaming product, so I was still like finishing up with that.
Okay.
And then, but then I moved on. I think maybe after I joined the Vitality Week in London.
Okay.
Yeah. So pretty much after finishing Metamorphosis.
When was that Vitality Week? What year?
Oh, I think it's maybe 3 years ago, something like that. Yeah.
So that's always one of our favorite things to ask about. What was that experience like?
What's the Vitality Week like?
Yeah.
Okay. This was in London, and she doesn't have her own studio in London, so they had to improvise. They had to rent a studio and then try to get the heat and humidity right. And they weren't successful. So I remember she was very grumpy when she came in, Tracy, because she's very strict about how she wants the exact humidity and the exact heat, and they hadn't managed to get that. So she was in a bit of a mood actually when we started, but then it just got better. And at the time, I had just started posting videos on Instagram because I was like, okay, I'm going to Vitality Week. I guess I just have to like jump on the train and start. So I started, this is not my private account. So this was supposed to be my like Tracy Anderson account, right? So I did that just before I went. And then I didn't know, but there were so many like Instagram Tam celebrities like Moni Fit and like this lady that has started and gone off and done her own thing with the Daphne Health, something like that, the Monaco Fabulous.
Okay.
So they were there, but I didn't realize that they were like Tam royalty. So I'm just like, I'm just going to make room for myself here and I want to be in front. But it was great. And, you know, the ability to ask her questions afterwards and connect with her and really experience her live, I think I can only speak for myself. What I experience is she's very American in the sense that she's very to the point, and this is my way, and this is how it is. And you know, I'm used to a more like the approach of well, this is how I see it. Many people might see it otherwise. She's not like that. She's like, yes, this is the way, you know, do it like this. And to me, that was kind of refreshing. I liked it. It's like, okay, so don't argue, just do it. Obviously, you know, the results speak for themselves. So I thought that was refreshing and fun.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting perspective about her because like she is, you know, one of the only people in this whole industry that will say like work out every day for the rest of your life.
Yes.
It's not, you know, work out just for 90 days.
Exactly.
It's, you know, do it
and
make it part of your lifestyle forever.
Yeah, I agree. That's refreshing, and I love the directness of that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What would you say inspires you about the Tamily community?
You know, what's not inspiring about the Tamily community? It's, you know, when you scroll through and you see all these fabulous, incredible ladies. And I wanted to say that, you know, for me, it seems like this method and her, Tracy Anderson as a person, she has this effect of attracting women that are just exceptional. I mean, they have the whole package. It's not only the looks or only the moves or only the results. It's like the intellect, their careers, their charisma. I just think all these women and you know, the privilege of knowing that I can go to almost wherever in the world and I can just say, hey, I'm here, you know, would anyone like to like connect? And you have a connection to all these incredibly resourceful, fantastic women. I think that is just incredible. So I'm super grateful for that. And otherwise, you know, it's just seeing everyday life with everyone struggling with the same moves and you know, we're all in this together. So I find that very inspiring and just wonderful.
Yeah, that is something that really connects, especially with the streaming where, well, I mean, I know we have different workouts we can do, but with being able to see so many people doing like exactly the same moves, like it just links you in another way, and then we can connect and, you know, work through it together.
I think with Corona as well, you know, it has made it stand out as an incredible community, and you feel that even though, you know, I'm in my living room in Norway and somebody else might be on the other side of the world, you still have that connection, and it feels genuine.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're so right too about, I mean, there's a lot of very different women in the community, different careers, different backgrounds, obviously different countries and languages and everything, but there is something that's like similar about
something extra, something special about these women. And you know, it just feels like a privilege to be part of that.
That's such a good way to put it. We do have a question in the chat from Jenny. She wants to know what skincare you use. She is emailing a salon in Norway, which is the Skins Institute. They're the only place that stocks Marie Veronique, maybe, in Europe. So she wants to know what you use.
Oh, what I use, I recently just got this face oil from Augustine Badner. If you haven't tried the products yet, it's very expensive, but it's worth every penny. I think that has been an amazing product that I've tried recently. Otherwise, I use primer from Laura Mercier, and I use foundation, or not foundation, tinted moisturizers from La Praire. So different, like different products, but it's kind of an obsession. So I'm I'm always wanting to try out new products and ready to try innovations, you know, with things that might be helpful.
Well, that's definitely a common subject for the Tamily as
Yeah.
well. Definitely.
Yeah, we all want to look good, look our best.
Absolutely. We have a question from Anne in the chat as well. She wants to know what your everyday diet looks like and if you eat an authentic Nordic diet.
No, I do not eat. To answer the last part first, I do not eat authentic Nordic. I've moved away from grains, and so basically, you know, through Tamily, I've met Paula Atlason. If you are not following her, Paula Atlason Wellness, I think her account is called. She's incredible, and she has got something called Ideal Plate. This is you have cooked vegetables and raw vegetables and some protein, and that's basically the component you should have at least three times a day. So that's what I try to follow, and that has changed my body a little bit. Yeah, love her. Start following her.
How do you get and stay motivated to work out regularly?
I actually get asked this a lot. You know, I've come to a point now, we're talking 14 years, right, of consistent persistency. So it's part of me. Everyone that knows me know that this is my thing. My ex-husband, you know, when I was grumpy, he's like, could you please go work out? So it's something I crave. So I crave more the workout than, you know, being on the couch relaxing. It's part of every day. It's part of my life. So I don't really, you know, sometimes I am not perhaps in the mood, but you just do it anyway, and that's how it is.
Yeah, I think for people that answer in that way, it's like, well, even if you're not motivated, you just do it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to find the
Yeah, it's just no discussion. Just get on the mat, Connie, you know, you'll feel better.
Right.
Although I do have to add that, you know, I've gotten better to listen to my body. So if I'm sick, I'm not going to force myself. I've realized that that's not very smart. So, you know, it's about, you know, you have to find that balance too.
Yeah, exactly. That's such an important part, because especially I think when people are starting in the beginning, you don't want to use excuses and not do it because you're dreading it or it's difficult.
True.
But you also don't want to go too extreme to the other end.
No, and I think in the beginning I was feeling that, you know, if I didn't work out one day, I would just ruin everything in my body. Like I would gain 5 kilos overnight, basically. So, and that's, you know, far from the truth. And just try to listen to your body and take care.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What would be your specific advice to someone who's new to the Tamily or new to the method?
Yeah. I think I'm going to divide my answer in two here. So I'm going to go with the practical first. I wish someone told me 14 years ago, look at her head during abs. You know, she does actually rest it on the floor more times than you think. So I was straining my neck and doing it. I was thinking it's so hard, but then I realized, okay, just watch her head. And then you have that little release when you hit the floor, and, you know, in between the contractions. And so watch your head during abs. And then another one that I just learned during COVID, which is incredible that I haven't catched like in 14 years, and I'm so embarrassed. But during the coupes, you know, knee out to the side, that's the trick. That's when you feel the abs. I didn't realize. So when Courtney said that during her one of her incredible breakdowns, she said that, and I'm like, light bulb moment, you know. That's the trick, and now I can feel my abs more during the coupes. And another tip is to follow whenever Courtney does a breakdown, you should watch it, because her breakdowns are just the best, I think.
Yeah, they are. Like, because it's not even just about the workout for that week. You get like tips from her that,
yes,
you know, make such a difference.
And I think the way she sees it is kind of, she has this ability to see it from our side. So she knows like what to point out to make it beneficial for us. So I really like her breakdowns a lot. So Courtney, if you're ever watching this, you're the best. And then for the other part of the answer, I would say, you know, persistency. You know, like with everything in life, you know, you don't get results without persistency. And if you don't see results after a month, you know, just keep doing it. I mean, it really does work. All of us in this community can testify that it's a fantastic method, but you have to, you know, be persistent and do what she says, you know. Yeah,
it's definitely not, you know, something where you're going to have like overnight results, or it's like a quick fix, you know, 90 days to the perfect body or whatever. But when you're doing it, even for someone like you, that it's, you know, almost a decade and a half, you still see results as you go along. And it's like sometimes all of a sudden you'll realize, oh my gosh, like this part of me is changing. And it happens for years and years.
Yeah. So, you know, if you, like me, still can't do the splits, you know, keep going. So someday we'll get there.
Yes. We have a question in the chat from someone who just started with Tam after finding your Instagram, which is really exciting.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
She wants to know, it looks like her name is Moo Moon, so I'm not sure if I follow her, but she wants to know how long did you do the beginner sessions, but I'm not sure that you ever did beginner.
No, I didn't. I did not do the beginner, because I did like the DVDs, and then I moved on to the metamorphosis, and then I moved on to streaming, and then I went straight to advanced, because I was, you know, had been doing it for so many years. So I did not do the beginners.
So do you always at this point stick with advanced, or do you ever do intermediate?
No, I'm an advanced girl, so that's my attain is my thing. I love the brain, the brain teasers, the move with many components. That's my favorite, you know, where you have to like stop and rewind and go, what is she doing? What angle? And then, you know, you get it. And that's the feeling of accomplishment is just amazing. So attain is definitely my lane. I, however, like you know, I referred to earlier, I'm starting to, you know, I'm trying to listen to my body. So the days where I'm not, so where I've been sick now, so, you know, easing into it, I've been using intermediate to be a little bit gentler to my body. So I will do intermediate once in a while, but, you know, in most cases I do advanced.
Yeah, that definitely, that's another trait I would say of Tamily, of being so super dedicated to their lane.
Yeah, true.
We have a question from Adita. She would like to know,
hi Adita,
where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh my God. I know where this is coming from. Another fabulous community member, Karen Mullins, she's a mindset coach. So I'm thinking this is inspired by her her thinking and her coaching. So how about 10 years?
Yes.
You know, I've just recently, or, you know, not too long ago, I changed career. So I started doing what I love. I'm now a stylist, a personal stylist, and a personal shopper. And I see that my business in that area can grow. I think I see myself as a successful business owner with my own brand.
That's
Let me be bold enough to put that out there. That's where I see myself. That's my goal. That's where I want to go.
That is excellent. You do have amazing style. I have to say too, besides watching, your elegant form in your videos, the outfits and the TikTok style and stuff that you do is so much fun.
Oh,
They're
thank you.
wonderful.
No, I'm sure you can feel it, that I just love it, and that brings me so much joy. So yeah, probably shines through.
Absolutely. What would you say, Connie, is your favorite thing about the method?
It's it never gets boring. I mean, I've been doing it for 14 years. And it changes, the innovation that's behind it, the the brain teasers, all of that. It just never gets boring. The music, I happen to like Tracy's music, so I stick with her. And we usually have the same taste, so I enjoy that a lot. I think she's very good at finding new music, so I very often have to stop and Shazam the sounds. So I think that's the thing. It never gets boring. I mean, if I compare it to my pre-Tracy Anderson fitness life, or so, I've always been active. I've always worked out, but it was endless hours on the Stairmaster. Do you remember the Stairmasters? Do they still exist?
I think.
Up and down. Do you remember, people had magazines that they read while they were on the Stairmaster? I did that, and I'm like, it's just so brain dead. How could I do that? And running on the treadmill, I just find that so incredibly boring.
Yeah.
And then you have this method that just keeps you alert, and I love it. And I think also I would say that it has these elements of ballet in it, the elegance of a ballet movement, obviously with Tracy's history as a ballet dancer. I think that shines through, and I love that. I'm just, every time there's a ballet reference, I'm like, oh, I love this move. So yeah, those two things I think really makes a difference for me.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with those things. Do you also do dance cardio?
I don't do cardio. One of the things that I actually heard, I think this is something that she goes back and forth on, Tracy, but in London, she did actually say that with her age, and we're the same age, so she said, at my age, I don't think cardio is too much cardio is good for me. So I kind of remember that. And when I came back from London after that, I started working out in a hot yoga studio to get the heat and humidity in, and I had amazing results. So I stopped doing the cardio. I think also now, combined with Paula Atlason's ideal plate, to me, it's not that important. So I know I don't do cardio. As you have probably seen, I do some ballet bar workouts as well, and that has a little bit more of a cardio element. So that has probably saved me through COVID, but no, the answer is quite frankly no.
Yeah, there's definitely many options.
Yeah.
And that's one thing too that Tracy says is especially with intermediate and advanced being an hour, they are full and complete cardiovascular workouts.
Yeah.
You don't have to add on.
No.
We have a question in the chat from KFitTam, and
Mm-hmm.
she would like to know how you maintain a healthy diet. Any tips for making that sustainable?
Yeah, I think for me, one of the things that has mattered the most is that I've found a way to eat sweet treats, and to the treats. I've found a healthy way of doing that. So I will enjoy a raw cake, and or something date based, and so I don't feel like I'm deprived of my snacking, or I don't have to, I'm not missing out on a lot of good stuff, even though I'm following a healthy diet. I'm making or buying, but usually making alternatives that I have learned to love and love. So that's a thing. And then with Paula Atlas, I also think, you know, she introduced butter into my diet. I'm just like, I've had kind of a fat phobia before following her advice, and having, you know, suddenly my broccoli, just, you know, simple stuff like broccoli sauteed in delicious butter, it makes everything better. So I really like that that addition into my diet. And I think that, at least when I can see my mother, at least, or, you know, that people are too afraid of the fat, and that it is beneficial for your health and you should include it.
Yeah, definitely. That's
Yeah.
such a great point. And I like too how you said that, you know, there's foods that you love that are part of your diet. It's not like you're trying to suffer through it. It's
No.
that, you know, you found the way to eat that's healthy, but
Yeah.
also love.
Yes, so an example would be that I very often make my own chocolate, but it's a, you know, it's not white sugar and nothing of that. But to me, it's I love it. I think it's much better than any other chocolate that I taste. But of course, I've gotten used to the taste. But you know, like I feel like that is my all-time treat.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, another question from K-Fit Tam. She wants to know if you've ever fallen off the bandwagon of exercise, and if so, how did you get back at it?
I don't think I have, to be quite honest. And I don't, you know, I can go like 1 week, you know, if I go on holiday to a hot place, I don't necessarily do Tracy Anderson every day. And, but more than that, I don't think I've ever, like, I've always been very, like, I love my workouts. They're part of, like I said, like I'm craving it. So since I was young, I've just been doing it, and it's part of my life. So no, I haven't really done that.
That's okay. Have you ever converted anyone to being devoted to the method?
So I know that I've converted people to start, because I get messages from people all the time that because of what I've seen on my Instagram account, they you know, inquired about the method and started. So that makes me very happy. How devoted they are now, I don't know. So at least I've gotten them started.
Right, absolutely. I always say whatever workout works for you is the one
Yes,
that you do.
I agree. I agree totally. I don't think there should be someone should be fanatic at all. I think we should be open for, you know, people are different. They like different things.
What do your friends and family think of the method?
You know, I to give a bit of a background, Norway is a very sporty, like Norwegians are very sporty people. Like, so in our culture, it's you know, you if you like haven't like climbed a mountaintop or been cross country skiing for hours, or ran in the woods until you taste blood, you really haven't worked out, right? So I think, like, in general, people look at me and go, what is she doing? What is that woman in like her like sexy leotard and patterned leggings in her own lip? What is she doing? That's not even exercise. So I think, like, in general, that's the how they look at me. But my friends and family, I think they think it's weird, but they respect it. I mean, the results speaks for themselves, so you can't argue with them. So yeah. I think, yeah, they just think I'm a little bit weird, and my daughter makes fun of my 1 kilo hand weights. She's like, "What are you doing?" But they also know it's a very important part of my life. And you know, I was thinking about this, and when my daughter was little, you know, those games where you pick a note and you read someone and you're supposed to imitate them without using words. You know that game? Yeah. So, and when the children are small, you always pick someone that they know, right? So every time someone picked me, they would like get on the floor and do some Tracy Anderson thing. And And my daughter's
How
like,
wonderful.
that's mommy, I know.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
funny. What a wonderful thing, though, for them to think about, you know, wellness and exercise. That's just, it really is a great positive influence you've had,
Absolutely.
obviously. So we have a question from Renee.
Yeah.
She wants to know, what are some of the non-scale victories that you have experienced consistently doing the method?
What comes to mind is when I went to New York and I had private lessons in the one of the studios in New York. And this was actually, I was in New York a week before COVID closed the world down. So I'm so happy I got that week that I got to experience both New York and coming to the studio. That had been a dream for a long time. So I was very happy I got to do that. But the heat, I mean, I thought I was going to die. And before, you know, mind, I had been working out in a hot yoga studio, so I had experienced the heat and the humidity. But this was another level, so I thought I was going to die. I'm just like, and I was so embarrassed because before I'd been like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of advanced. I've been doing it in the heat, so it should be no problem. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay. And I remember when the trainers came with like a wet towel, and I was so embarrassed. So that I got through those workouts. I mean, I am so impressed by the ladies that are in that studio every single day. That is really something I admire. Yeah. So that's getting through that. I'm proud of. Yeah. I think perhaps proud of the consistency that I'm able to make it prioritize my health every day. And
absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. And the heat in the studio, honestly, it's like sometimes when people post from the studio, I have to remind myself they're also in like what feels like more than 100 degrees.
I know. And I'm like, I'm struggling in my own living room without even, like, I don't even have heat and humidity. And how can they do it? I'm just amazed.
It is amazing. Honestly, such incredible athletes in the Tamily.
That very impressed. And I maybe I should add like my headstands. I'm not very good at the splits, but I'm getting good at the headstands.
That is quite an accomplishment. Sure. We have another question in the chat from Meg. She would like to know how the method has helped in maintaining your joint health. That's a good question.
Yeah, I think you know, I'm Tracy's age, 46. I'm very seldom sick. I feel very young, and you know, I don't have any troubles. I haven't experienced troubles like my friends have been through, like trouble with their hips and all of that. Yeah. Like I haven't experienced anything of that. So I feel very healthy, and I feel like maybe I'm fooling myself, but you know, younger than my age in real life. So I don't think I have a better answer than that. It's just that my body is functioning, and it's keeping me healthy.
Yeah, and definitely the consistency really helps with that.
Yes.
Do you have a motivational quote you would like to share with the Tamily?
Yeah, there are so many. I'm a motivational quote addict, so you know, there's so many, but I think one that stands out is fortune favors the brave. This is something that you know, I've experienced lately in my life, where I have been brave enough to leave situations that did not serve me well, and it requires a lot of courage, and you have to be very brave. But you know, the what's on the other side is just incredible. I'm now working every day with my passion. I love every second. It does not feel like work, but it did require a lot of courage to leave a situation where I was safe, but I wasn't happy. The same with a personal relationship. I left a marriage that wasn't good for me, and now that of course requires a lot of courage and to be brave. And but now I found my soulmate, and you know, so it's worth it, but you have to be brave.
Yeah, that's a great one though, that fortune favors the brave. I love that. We have another question from Christina. She wants to know if your daughter ever joins you during your workouts.
No, she does not. She's a handball player, which is a team sport, and that's very popular in her, and she's doing really well at that. So she has her own thing. I think that we always joke that I'm so happy she got her like handball talent from my ex-husband, and the persistency in workouts from me, because if it had been the other way around, she wouldn't have done very well. So no, she doesn't join me, but she has my you know, she's kind of inherited my persistency and my yeah, consistency for working out.
That's excellent.
She makes fun of me though. She thinks it's like, Mom, what are you doing?
It's obviously very effective. So,
but yeah, she just knows that's just how I
am. We have another question in the chat. Do you have any other sports that you do in the winter in Norway?
Yes, obviously. I love skiing. I do downhill skiing when I can, and when it's not too cold. You know, I'm a little bit. I don't like it when it's far. You know, it's very cold. It doesn't give me any pleasure. But I do love my the downhill skiing. I enjoy the most. I do some cross country skiing, but that I don't do. I don't enjoy it as much. It's more for the, you know, physical activity and being outside and that part. Yeah.
We have another question. Do you work out at the same time every day, or does it vary day to day?
It varies, yeah, but it's usually afternoon, evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, have you ever done AM workouts?
Yeah, I have, but you know, you have to like, I'm sure I can count them on at least 2 hands.
Yeah. There's definitely
every time I do though, I'm so proud of myself. Because you know, you start out and you have an incredible start to the day. So I do actually love it when I get around to it.
Who is someone that you would like us to interview in the future?
Yeah, I have spoken about Paula Atlason. So if you haven't yet interviewed her, I think she's an excellent candidate.
Okay.
I love her take on many things in life, as well as Karen Mullins. I don't think you've interviewed her either. So. Okay. No, she's Adventurous Awareness is her Instagram handle. And she has, I, you know, whenever these two women talk, I'm all ears, you know. So those would be good candidates.
So Nicole just commented that one of them is scheduled for next week.
Oh, amazing! Yes, I can't wait. Reading my mind.
Obviously, I haven't been keeping up with the schedule, so thank goodness for Nicole.
Yeah.
What is something that you have learned about wellness from your family, father, mother, siblings?
Yeah, I remember when I was a teenager, when I was my daughter's age, my mother would do that Jane Fonda videos in our living room, and I would probably like roll my eyes and think she was and be embarrassed, but you know that she did. So now the circle is complete. I'm doing the same, you know, kind of exercises in my living room. But honestly, I mean, she's 73 now, and every time she goes to the doctor, they are amazed. They scratch her head because she's not on any kind of medication, and that's like, so she's very dedicated to her health, and she knows that being physically active is a very big part of that. So she drags my dad along. And the two of them are very good at being physically active. I mean, she's on the trampoline. She's doing her weight. She goes to Pilates. Now she started some boxing. I mean, she's just doing really well. And she's a big inspiration in that sense.
Definitely. That is wonderful
Mm.
for sure. Connie, what are you most proud of professionally?
Yes, I mentioned earlier that I've had the courage to change profession really, and started doing what I love, and I'm incredibly proud of that. To be frank, I that did take a lot of courage, and it still does every day. But I love every second of what I do, and I sometimes I'm like, I get paid for shopping. It's incredible.
That
So
is
I'm very proud of that, and I can't wait to see where this can bring me. The next chapter is very exciting, and I'm just it's just like I just started. I'm 46, but I feel like I just started, and that's very exciting.
yeah, that's
Um,
a good inspirational thing to think about because a lot of the time people think it's like too late for them to make
yes,
a career change,
yes,
and honestly, it's totally not. Like, I mean,
no,
and for much older than, in your 40s, like
absolutely,
you
yeah.
still have tons, you have decades.
Yeah, and I think the Ariana Huffington started the Huffington Post. She was like beyond 50. So, it's like you'll always, if you look, you'll always find examples of people who have done it before you. And so yeah, I really am proud of that. And then the way it's going, when the clients feel so confident and they feel beautiful, it just warms my heart, and I just love it. So very proud of that.
Excellent. What are you most proud of personally?
Mm. No, I mean, I have a daughter. She's 17. She's my pride and joy. I always tell women that have children that are younger that, maybe fear the teens and the teenagers. But I think it's just been an incredible journey, and I'm enjoying every single day, and just seeing her grow into a woman. It just really makes me emotional. I mean, I'm so proud of her. I
Oh,
look at her and I'm just like, how did you get so wise? How did you get so how did she have so much empathy, and her values, and I'm just so proud of her. Yeah, and I don't even think I can take credit for much of it, but very, very proud of her. Yeah, and I'm
obviously,
proud of.
you've had some influence for sure.
Well, yeah, and then doing what I said, like having the courage to leave somewhere where that wasn't serving me, and moving on, and starting again, and that took a lot of courage, but it has led me to a place now that I'm the most happy. I'm in a relationship that that is like I've never experienced anything like this. So proud of those things.
Definitely. That is so wonderful. And it's so inspiring to always hear like beyond just the workout.
Yeah.
Obviously following you and seeing your videos and everything it's has a level of inspiration,
Mm.
but then to, hear about different things that you've been through and it's
Mm.
really,
Yeah.
really
We
inspiring.
all have our stories, right? So
And that's why we do have families.
yes, thank you for doing it.
So, Connie, is there anything else you would want to share with the Tamily while you have this audience?
Oh, no, I just want to say thank you. I'm just every day, every single one of you that I follow, I'm so inspired, and I just love the energy. And we're fighters, so we go through things, and but we stand up and we try again. And I just I'm very grateful to be part of this community, and to you guys for sharing our individual stories to the rest of us. That's something we're all grateful for.
Absolutely. It's the most wonderful thing to
Mhm.
just get to know each other on another level.
Yes.
We do have another question for you in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
This is not related to TA necessarily, but what did you study in university compared to, the career path that you're on now?
Mm. I studied hotel management. So I went to Switzerland and studied in Switzerland hotel management, and I was working in hotels for quite a while.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So that's I'm a hotel nerd. That's the thing,
Definitely.
you know, when you go travel, when you travel, and you just that's important. I forgot to say, but when you travel, you need to figure out that you pick a hotel with a nice gym.
Oh, absolutely. And hopefully one that's not freezing. I think I did forget to ask you about any tips for doing TAM while traveling, uh,
Mm.
other than finding one that at least.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Find a hotel with a nice gym, with spacious gym and dumbbells. So you don't have to drag those along. Yeah, what I usually bring along is the small ankle weights, and that's more than enough for you know however long you're gone. I think, and then you know, but I have so many. I you know my boyfriend and my daughter, they're both carried my ankle weights, my daughter to Bali, and my boyfriend to Santorini. Because obviously in my luggage there's no more space, so they have to they have to carry it. And I didn't use them once, neither in Santorini or Bali. So they're like, we're not bringing your ankle weights. If you're bringing them, you have to bring them yourself. So, but you know, usually when I travel for work or when I travel to places that are not like super hot, I will get the workout in and just use the equipment of the gym. You know, if you have a nice gym, they will have a mat, they will have the dumbbells, they will have, you know, what you need, and then just bring the small ankle weights.
Mhm. That's excellent advice. A couple more questions that we have from the chat that I want to ask you in our last few minutes. Um, Merla would like to know if you went to Lausanne Hospitality School. I don't know if I'm saying that
Lausanne, no, I did not. I went
right. Okay.
to Le Roche. So they're like basically competitors. So they're both in the top three. So I did the Le Roche.
Excellent. One more question from the chat is, what is the best place that you've ever traveled to?
Oh, I'm a big city girl, so it's a tie between London and New York. The
Yeah.
energy, oh, but the energy in New York, though, oh, I just love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I can't wait to do a Tamily meetup in New York.
I
Definitely.
I agree. I agree. That would have to be amazing. Like yeah, Tamily, their Vitality Week. I don't know if they're ever coming back, but if they do,
Hopefully.
I would
Yeah.
love to go.
Yeah.
Or the
I think
Hamptons.
they do. Everyone's clamoring to go just because
True.
it's
True.
been so long, but hopefully they'll come back soon
Yeah.
for sure. Well, thank you so much, Connie, for being interview 174. It's been a total pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure for me.
And the interview will go right now into the Ask Tamily Instagram page, of course, and then
Mm-hmm.
in a few days it'll be posted on YouTube as well.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Connie. Have a great day, and thanks, Tamily,
Thank
for
you. Bye
listening.
bye.